Ladies and gentlemen, she is a computer science magna cum laude graduate. She has excelled intellectually and become a force to be reckoned with in the tech industry. Her journey encompasses diverse roles, from being a seasoned public speaker and a mentor to a former application analyst, technical community manager, and social media specialist. Currently serving as the technical support specialist and KCS coach at Partech Incorporation. Not only is she deeply involved in the corporate world, but she is also an Angel Hack ambassador and mentor for Impact Hackathon, showcasing her commitment to fostering innovation and collaboration within the tech community. Her passion for education is evident as she shares her expertise with various universities and tech companies, covering topics such as the fundamentals of web development, web design, information security, database systems, and automation. A true advocate for social participation, she actively engages with tech communities, generously sharing her insights and experiences. Her aspiration to become a computer science professor and cybersecurity analyst reflects her dedication to learning and teaching in the ever evolving landscape of technology. With great pleasure, join me as we welcome Miss Athena Abe, also known as Atcha Abe, as she imparts her valuable knowledge today.
Let's give a round of applause to our resource speaker, Miss Athena Abe.
Hi everyone, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Danny. And I'm so happy to be back again at West Visayas State University doing a talk again about cybersecurity. I'll be sharing my screen real quick. There we go. All right, let me make sure I can see you guys too. Ayan. All right. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Thank you for taking the time to learn with us. I've been seeing yung page nyo all full of events, and I'm really grateful that the school or the university is organizing different types of events revolving technology. This is a great opportunity for you to learn outside of the four corners of your classroom. So I'm really happy with that. I'm already introduced. I'm currently working as a technical support specialist and KCS coach. I'm working for a restaurant technology company based in New York, but I'm residing in San Diego, California, USA. So last year we talked about the introduction of cybersecurity. If you have attended that, also let me know. I'm looking at the chat right now, but do let me know if you've attended last year's event. Ayan, good morning, Angelo. Thank you for being with us today. Do you recall if you attended the event last year? Last year, I was a speaker. I talked about introduction to cybersecurity and ito yung nakuha nilang takeaway or quote from the event about cybersecurity. But today we're going to learn more about cybersecurity and talk more about the threat and trends of 2023 and beyond. We'll just be focusing on two parts of it. Of course, definitely trends. What are the emerging technologies with cybersecurity? And of course, alongside are the threats. How threat detection is being used alongside with emerging trends at the same time. The references that I use are from our cybersecurity professionals. We have Dr. Andy Lim. He has extensive experience of over 30 years. So we will be using his article as a reference in today's session. We also have Dr. Erdal Oskaya. He is a chief cybersecurity strategist and CISO at Komodo, author, speaker, and lecturer. So we will be using the resources from them today. And in every speaking engagement that I do, mapatok paman or workshop, I do encourage you to engage with me. I'll be asking a lot of questions along the way. But the first question is, does every person that you know right now on the top of your head is considered computer literate? Yes or no? So you can type in the chat or you can unmute your mic just to give your brief answer. So again, the question is, do you think that every person that you know is considered computer literate? Ayan. No, no. So if you Google right now, what does computer literate mean? There's someone that uses to that they know how to use a computer. So I'll repeat the question again. Do you think every person that you know knows how to use a computer? So far we have, let me count it. We have five. Ayan, no, no, no doubt, no. How about the others? I think we are more than, or we're 67 here in the room right now. Thank you. Ayan, I can see that you guys are very engaging. That's good to see. No? Would someone say yes? Or do you think mm, every person? So I believe most, but not all, based on the answers that you are providing right now. No, no. Not yes, sabi ni Gilmer. Ayan, trick answer yan. Not yes. Very good. That's a creative way to answer. So how about the others? And sometimes if I do not get any answers, I call someone randomly. So if you do not want to get called, you can answer in the chat. I'm curious to know because your answers will reflect on the flow of our discussion today. So I do see a lot of no's. How about the others? No? Very good. All right. Anybody else would like to answer? So honestly, I was expecting someone to say yes. But based on the answers, definitely you gave a straight out no. And based on your experience at present, even at 2023, you can still see some people that is near to you that doesn't know how to use a computer at all. It may be a generational thing, a generational concern. I do agree that older people are having a challenging time using a computer. Oh, so let me just. Okay, next slide. But the follow-up question is, so if you know some people that are computer literate, do you think they know how to protect their data online? Yes or no? Let's see if the answers will change. Again, the follow-up question is, for those people that you know that know how to use a computer, do you think they also know how to protect their data online? No? No? Not everyone? No? May magsasagot ba ulit na exclamation yes? No. Big no from Hannah. Okay. No. How about the others? Would someone say yes? Really interesting answers. Ayan. No? Let's hear from three more people before we proceed. Again, the question is, if you know someone how to use a computer, do they also know how to protect their data online? No? Two more? No? Last one. Yes or no? No. Okay, very good. Thank you guys. Very, very active participants. All right, so that's definitely a concerning answer because first question I was expecting a lot of people to say yes and expecting that if they don't know how to use a computer, you would help them. But that's totally all right because it's definitely challenging for other people to learn how to use a computer. Other people mostly use phones. Second question, definitely it is expected that not all people know how to protect their personal data online. And that's why according to um our reference here, kalimutan ko agad yung name niya. But si Dr. Ayan, he shared this, he has his Facebook page. I follow him a lot with because I also need to keep myself up to date with the new trends in cybersecurity. And he shared this one that he posted. These are the cyber attacks per minute. Per minute, imagine 60 seconds. There's password attacks, IoT-based attacks, DDoS attacks, phishing attacks, malware threats, brute force authentication attacks, SQL injection, new threats, supply chain ransomware attacks in just a span of a minute. So imagine if it spans in 5 minutes to an hour, definitely it will double, triple, quadruple attacks that are happening up to this day. Even though with the advancement of technology, we can definitely see all of us are still vulnerable when it comes to protecting and managing our data online. And that's really a huge concern. because with lack of awareness, it's really difficult to be protected. And that is one thing that is important when it comes to cybersecurity is knowing how to use the internet properly and also protect yourself from any threats at the same time. So I won't be talking about that today, but it's definitely important guys, even though you're not interested to pursue a career in cybersecurity in the future or you're not planning to become a cybersecurity professional, it's still important for you to be aware on how to practice proper data privacy protection and taking proactive action online. So I do have a video on my YouTube channel called Safe and Secure. I did a talk for a education, mostly cybersecurity company, and talked about how to protect your data online on the internet. It talked about, I focus more on the offensive security. And definitely, we as the users have the control on how we act and on how we use the data that we process daily, whether we add or contribute data to the internet or we receive the data from the internet. And today we're going to talk about these specific trends. Number one, we're going to talk about emerging technologies, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and of course, cloud security. Definitely, these are some of the buzzwords that you are hearing and it caught the attention of students and also young professionals or fresh graduates to see na, oh, these are the trends in technology right now. I should pursue a career on it. And little did they know that these types of emerging trends or career opportunities in tech do have its pros and cons, especially if you're going to consider security in them. All right. So let's begin with emerging technology. So we have this trend called quantum computing. Quantum computing is inspired by the quantum and quantum physics, which studies about atoms and particles. So inspired by the quantum mechanical phenomena, it uses laws of quantum physics to solve hard problems faster than classical computers. Atcha, ang lalim niya. What does that mean? So say, for example, you're going to create a game or an application, a web app about coin toss. So it's very straightforward. If you're going to do a coin toss type of game or interaction, we have the heads or tails. Do I have a coin here? So I can visualize it to you guys. I have a coin. Ayan. I have a Mexican coin. Because I recently went to Mexico. Let's see how do they call a $1 coin? But this is what a $1 coin in Mexico looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Oops. Ayan, hindi kita. But in Mexico currency, it has a dollar sign in it. So let's see. This is I don't know how to differentiate heads or tails, but let's say, for example, this is the head and this is the tail. Ayan. Ayan, this is the tail. So if you're going to create a website about the coin toss, when we think logically, it's heads or tails. So it can only provide one outcome or the other. But when we talk about quantum computing, it gives a different logic to it, wherein it can be a series of zeros and ones. So it's more complicated, but that's the easiest way we can easily define quantum computing. The goal of quantum computing is, in the coin toss analogy or perspective, is that whenever a user online uses that web game, for example, of coin toss, it will be hard for the user to win. Because with quantum computing, it it predicts or it attacks, not really counter attacks, but it analyzes the common or the frequent input of the user, which if they input heads, it will defeat that in tails, etc. And with quantum computing trend, these are the threats that we need to consider in the specific trend. Yeah, medyo nalito na ako. We have encryption vulnerability. So we have two types of encryption. We usually have three. we have the RCA, or what we call Rivest, Shamir, and Adelman. They have created this type of encryption. And we have ECC, or elliptic curve cryptography. So, Acha, what does that mean? So, RSA and ECC are type of encryption algorithms that are used for generating keys in the public key infrastructure, or what we call PKI. So these are primary algorithms, and of course, to safekeep any personal or vital information on the internet, these are mostly used in financing, etc. So let me give you a visual example here. So this is what the encryption looks like. Comparison to the left column, we have the symmetric key size in bits. We have RSA size and elliptic curve key size. So the difference between the two is that it has greater cryptographic strength that ECC offers for equivalent key size. An ECC key is more secure than an RSA key of the same size. So that is a consideration in quantum computing because it's a challenge to integrate the proper encryption methodologies that are needed to secure the data that the quantum computing methodology is trying to provide. And I do understand that we're getting a little bit more technical and complex, but if you want to learn more about cryptography, I also have a video on my YouTube channel to explain further about how encryption and cryptography works and the different types of keys that you can do as well. All right. And quantum computing, other threats we also have, of course, the initial concern of cybersecurity when it comes to quantum computing is the privacy and integrity. So this is a concern to protect sensitive data. We also need to consider the security and speed, which affects arising issues for any financial
Mm-hmm.
transactions and personal information. So I don't know if you've heard the news before in the Philippines that there's a specific bank company that all of their data was compromised. I think also recently a government, um, part of the government, is it? I forgot which one, but if you do remember, let me know. But I think an organization outside of the Philippines was able to attack that um, part of the government that affected a lot of people's personal information. It starts with the letter P. I forgot it, but if you do remember that news recently, I think it was just a few months ago. That's also unfortunate because it's already at the government part of the country, and they should have a more secure and stable like the tools or methodologies that they use for protecting the nation's personal information. And we also have post-quantum cryptography. This type of algorithm is a current challenge to ensure a smooth transition from the traditional encryption. Phil Health, very good, yes. So if you know about that Phil Health issue, they were attacked, and definitely it did a spread, expose everyone's sensitive information online. So yes, Phil Health. You can definitely read more about that news so you can understand how they became vulnerable and were attacked by that organization. Next question. We're done with the first trend and threat today. We have a few more to go. Do you think quantum computing with encryption is important? Yes or no? So I think most of the questions that I have in store for you today is just a simple yes or no, just to make sure that we're currently understanding the discussion as we go. But do you think quantum computing with encryption is important? Yes or no? So let's hear from 10 people before I proceed. Ayan. Let me know. First thing that comes to your mind, do you think quantum computing with encryption is important? Ayan, let me know. You can unmute your mic or leave a chat here. Let me know if you're not sure. It's okay. Ayan. So let's see, 10 people. sometimes I'm not sure if my internet is bad. Oo, kahit dito sa US minsan mahina yung net. So just to make sure I'm still with you guys, also let me know. But the question again is quantum computing with encryption important. Ayan. Anybody would like to give a guess? You can guess. Because definitely quantum computing is a topic that if you dive into it, definitely medyo um technical topic siya. But that's the simple definition or introduction to quantum computing. Ayan. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, two more. Ayan. Yes, yes, yes. Question mark. Puro yes. Yes. One more. Yes or no? May magno-no ba? I'm interested. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Definitely, quantum computing with encryption is important, especially the more complex process that you will be doing or creating. It will definitely need more security as you go and as the time goes by as well. So if you're going to implement quantum computing in larger companies or organizations, it would very first consideration that you're going to have is encryption stability. Next, we're on the next trend. We're going to talk about 5G. So right now, just a curious question. Do you have 5G on your mobile devices? Yeah. I told you the questions that we're going to have today is just a simple yes or no. Yes. How about the others? All right, very good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm looking forward for six more answers before I proceed. So I feel like most of you have 5G on your phones. How about the others? Yes. Does anybody here still uses 4G? So if you're not sure where you can look at that, if you look at your phone right now and you go to your settings, you would be able to see the type of network that you have on your phone. No, I use 4G. It's okay. How about the others? Ayan. 4G, sad face. It's okay. Last two more people. Are you also using 4G still? 5G? 4G? 4G on modems, only 4G plus on mobile. Okay, thank you. All right, so it's okay if you're still using 4G or 5G. The only difference of those types of networks are the speed and latency improvements. So when I was, I think I was second year college. I was a second year computer science student. We had a class about networking, and I did a small research about 5G. Because at that time, I think it was 2020, and the emergence of 5G networks were still starting. So I was curious to know how 5G networks will help us in the future. And then 2 years later, so that's how I titled my research, 5G networks, the speed of the future. Sa mga gumagamit ng 5G, how is it so far? Is it fast? Are you seeing the difference of 5G compared to using 4G? I'm interested to also know Russell's answer since you do have 5G on your modem. What is the difference with using experiencing two different networks from your modem to your other devices compared to your phone? And anybody can really give their answer. Do you see a significant difference between 4G and transitioning to 5G? Yes, I'm getting gigabit internet and lowest is 400. Oh, that's really cool. How about the others? 400 Mbps? If that's 400 Mbps. Wow, that's really high. That's really good. All right. So definitely 5G is the speed of the future. And on the conclusion of the research that I had, definitely 2 years later, 3 years later, there are endless possibilities. And at present, we can see improvements with the 5G network, not on the Philippine government. I'm not sure. Economy-wise, automation and healthcare, of course, when it comes to processing data, 5G network is really helpful. And 3 years ago, I said it will also open up how artificial intelligence and virtualization can be utilized to interact locally and internationally. That is really evident right now because, as you can see, the emergence of AI has definitely evolved, especially this year, and it gave us an opportunity to use these types of technologies. And let's see, furthermore, users and beneficiaries of the current advancement of technology must practice being more pragmatic and skeptical rather than reacting easily. So this so definitely we can admit that it's quick for us to react on certain things, especially with the technology that is ever evolving. But it's always best still to be knowledgeable on these types of technology and how to use them properly. So to avoid harming and of course the goal and benefit is to help other people on how we can use 5G to impact the future. At the same time, how does it threat the cybersecurity part of 5G? Of course, there will be more attacks because the more faster we process things with the network, the more we are connected, the higher the volume of data transmission is being performed throughout the day. So even though it's helping us speed wise, it definitely gives us an opportunity to be more vulnerable and exposed when we process data. At the same time, we also have challenges that is a threat when it comes to network slicing and virtualization. So it gives potential points of exploitation. So this is an example of a 5G network slicing. It's an architectural overview. So the goal of network slicing is to have proper segmentation and isolation between network slices and virtualized network functions. These are critical to prevent unauthorized access and data breaches. So if you're interested to become a network professional, it's always best to consider how you design your architectural structure when it comes to your networks. Ayan. And next trend is we have edge computing, also known as distributed computing. This enables computation and data storage closer to the sources of data to provide rapid and real-time analysis and response. So it's more on data and service delivery. So, question. What happens when there is unbalanced distribution of networks? So you see that we have a technology or procedure called or network architecture design called network slicing and virtualization. Imagine a company or an organization that has unbalanced distribution of networks. What do you think will happen? Do you think people will still be able to process their data? Ayan. Any guesses? The first thing that comes to your mind. There are no wrong answers here. I'll help you. It's okay. Congestion, sabi ni Russell. Definitely, that could happen. How about the others? So we already have one answer. I'm looking forward for 5 answers before we proceed. So I think 4 more to go. We're already 75 here in the room right now. So that's really good. So from 4 other people, what do you think will happen if there is unbalanced distribution of networks? Security risks, definitely. Very good. How about the others? So the goal of edge computing is to have a centralized infrastructure. It enables for the users to have essential and secure devices, gateways, and communication channels. So what do you think if they do not implement that in an organization or company? 3 more people. Any ideas? Do you think it's a good thing to have unbalanced distribution of networks? So let's just proceed with the yes or no question. Is it a good idea for an organization to have unbalanced distribution of networks? Yes or no? Any guesses? Let's see names here. Oh, yes, very good. How about the others? Two more? Yes. Last one before we proceed. Would someone say no? Or you're not sure? Let us know. It's okay. The goal for today is to help you understand the different trends and threats that we have in cybersecurity, and also when it comes to emerging technologies. The last answer, do you also agree with the others that it's not good to have unbalanced distribution of networks? Do you think it's a bad idea? Okay, thank you. Very good. So definitely, I can see based on your answers that you're understanding today's topic when it comes to edge computing. Definitely, it's a concern if you're going to implement edge computing in your organization or as future professionals. This is applicable to any types of courses. I do see that we have a program called bachelor's degree in library information systems, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time that I heard about it. And definitely, this is also applicable to that type of degree because you can definitely implement edge computing with that type of program and understand that there is a need to have um, edge computing to be able to properly store and process your data. Very good, guys. All right, next. Next is distributed security. Of course, I've talked about this, touched upon this a while ago. Definitely need to have proper gateways and communications. And of course, latency and bandwidth constraints. So when it comes to 5G networks, of course, you can definitely see the change in speed if there are a lot of network towers surrounded in your area to be able to get the speed that you really want. But when it comes to latency and bandwidth, this defeats the purpose of edge computing. Why? Because this limits the resources available for robust security measures. So according to our author, according to Andy Lim, he says that these technologies bring opportunities for innovation and efficiency. But this also raises concerns about their potential impact on security, privacy, and data integrity. So it's always important to research when it comes to the development in secure quantum resistant cryptography, network segmentation, and threat detection, of course, to be able to mitigate risk and address the evolving cybersecurity landscape introduced by these technologies. All right, next is AI. What are your thoughts about AI and machine learning? I know this has been showing up everywhere right now that a common technological trend that we have is artificial intelligence and machine learning. What are your thoughts about it? I'm interested to know because this will help me understand how I'm going to talk about this next trend about AI and machine learning. Is it your first time hearing about it? Okay, Pio says best tool for efficiency and error checking. Very good. Let's hear from five more people. Melvin says AI and machine learning grow increasingly pervasive as technology develops. Oh, very good. Anybody else? First thoughts. I hope you're not using ChatGPT to answer this simple question right now. First thing that comes to your mind. Do you think it's interesting? Do you think it's not interesting? Jamaica says it's a powerful tool to detect fraud. Very good. All right, four more people before we proceed. Jay says opens a lot of possibilities in assistive technologies, definitely, because the purpose of AI and machine learning is to help us efficiently and conveniently process and store data, also give us an avenue to focus more on major tasks and of course simplify mundane or repetitive tasks. All right, three more people before we proceed with this trend right now. We're going to talk about AI and machine learning. Any other thought? Ace says machine learning is how a computer system develops its intelligence. Definitely, because with machine learning, you'll need to create the model to be able to train the specific product or service to be able to be more efficient when it comes to um, enhancing the product that you'll be developing. All right, two more answers before we proceed. I'm interested to know. Oh, let's see here. Um, A-Stan, Kai Pastera says AI is way too advanced that it can, if used incorrectly, can be harmful. Definitely. Last two. While we're waiting, let's see the participants' names. All right. I'm interested to know your thoughts about AI and ML. So if you do not want to get called, you can definitely comment in the chat. Let's see. Justin says these technologies are being used in lots of different areas, like healthcare and tech, so students can work on some really interesting projects. Definitely. So Justin's answer also gives you an idea on your thesis or capstone projects if you're a third year or graduating student. Can definitely integrate AI and ML because based on the answer, it says that it's used in a lot of different areas like healthcare and tech. And students like you guys can really work on creating projects as early as now. Okay. Last answer. Anybody else? I'm looking at names right now of who we can call. I do see in the comments we have a number of very, very active participants. It doesn't necessarily need to be long, it can be short. The first thing that comes to your mind when you um, hear the word AI and machine learning. Last one. Is this something that you're interested to have a career in the future? Do you want to have expertise about AI and ML? Anybody here who'd like to become an AI ML professional? Last one. Or are you more interested in learning about cybersecurity because that's our topic today? If you want to become a cybersecurity professional, definitely, as you can see, aside from being a cybersecurity professional, you also need to be aware of the trends, which are emerging technologies, AI and ML, cloud. No more answers? Oh, thank you. Oh, you answered again. Machine learning can be considered a subset of AI. Yes, that's correct. Very good. Thank you, Ace. Okay, we can proceed now. Don't worry, guys. So, next trend is AI and ML. We do know that definitely, as you, based on your answers, if AI or artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is also known as ML, is definitely used when it comes to cybersecurity, especially when it comes to threat detection, response, and automation of security tasks. So, those are very good answers. At the same time, there's still challenges and biases when it comes to these trends that can further encourage attacks, especially that if the users or the ones who implement that learning models do not take it in consideration and mitigate it. First threat we have is misinformation and disinformation. So we have these malicious actors that could use different types of learning models to generate false information, deceive individuals, and or manipulate public opinion. Especially in the Philippines, we like to eavesdrop sometimes or minsan chismis. We're really active when it comes to social media. And the first thing that we read is mostly the first thing that we believe. It's really hard for us to do more than just seeing what's already in front of us, especially in the newsfeed. It's really important to fact check everything and do more research, especially if it's something that is contradicting or if you feel like that doesn't look right, that doesn't seem right. So always make sure that it's correct. So here in San Diego, here in the US, I actively attend events here and I attend one CTO event. So it's an event full of we have different tech experts there and we had chief technology officers. And the very first event that I attended, we had a speaker. He is an AI professional. He's the CEO of ThinkNodeLife.ai. He is Dr. Kai Min Sam. And the very simple takeaway that I had in his talk when he talked about AI is what you know versus what you think. What you know is greater than what you think. In AI and ML, a lot of people don't know because people who do not have technical background or cybersecurity awareness think that, oh, okay, it's easy for me to do the tasks that I want. Let's say, for example, prepare my resume or prepare for a job interview because AI is there to help me um, prepare the data that I need for a specific role or task. You have to consider that AI, even though it's powerful and even though it makes our lives easy, is that people who create these types of learning models is not yet well polished enough. And it's not secure and it's not always going to be reliable. Even though you think that the answers that AI will give you seem or sound accurate, it's still important for us to do more research and ensure that the data that is being pushed out, being outputted is correct. Definitely, what you know is better than what you think. So always make sure that you are aware enough of the data that AI is giving to you and ensure that if these learning models are giving the good purpose. So another threat is phishing and social engineering. So with AI and ML, it's easier to for attackers to enhance their phishing and social engineering campaigns. Say, for example, you want to trick someone that they won in a lottery. How the attacker, the way they're going to make that seem like it's legit is they're going to do a simple research or a background of that person. Because if you are a person who likes to bet on lotteries or yung mga scratch cards, say for example, you posted that online if you think you say for nag-my day ka, for example, and said that when will I get lucky? I just scratch this card, hopefully I win. Um, Even though you posted that 5 or 10 years ago, AI might be easily able to track deep down on your profile on your social media and see, oh, the way that you can really trick this person is because they had the history of betting in the lottery. So that's definitely will make attackers easier for them to, with the use of AI and ML to, of course, trick someone with social engineering and definitely phishing. Next is bias and unfair representation. So, an example of the bad effects of using AI and ML is when Amazon in 2018 created an AI recruiting tool. What happened is that because of the historical data that Amazon has, because they want to use AI to easily recruit people to work for the company, the female applicants had a lower chance of getting hired by the company because based on the learning model that they trained, most of the candidates that are in the system are male. So it downranked the resumes of the women who were trying to work for Amazon. So that showed bias. So if you're going to use historical data, make sure it provides diversity and equality when it comes to the type of purpose. So with the example of Amazon, they use AI-driven recruiting tool. And with AI and ML, lastly, of course, definitely privacy and data protection. So at the company that I'm working for at Par Technology, they had this, they conducted an AI and ML hackathon wherein they all definitely considered privacy and data protection. Even though they're directly working for the company, they still had to use data that is not from the company because it's we're not allowed to process information within the company that is not at the scope of our work or our role. Because the participants, not all participants are AI engineers, developers. They also had participants from the product team, from different departments. So definitely this is an important consideration. So to conclude that part of the AI and ML trend, we always have to consider that these types of learning models, even though they're smart for us, we also need to be responsible on how we're going to use AI and ML. So we have content filtering mechanisms that should be established to help identify and prevent the dissemination of malicious, harmful, or biased content generated AI models. All right. Next question. We're down to the last trend for today. What is the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the word cloud technology? First word. So you do not necessarily need to put paragraphs now or sentences. So you can easily answer this. The first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word cloud technology. Anybody? Let's hear from five people today. So we are 76 in the room right now. That's very good. Let's see. Software as a service or software as a platform. Very good, Theo. How about the others? Four more people. Cloud technology. Is it your first time hearing about cloud technology or the cloud when it comes to IT? It's not the cloud that we see up in the sky. Databases and storage. Very good. Cheap and efficient implementations of web apps store data. All right, very good. Cloud technology is like a super handy way to use computer resources over the internet instead of just your own computer. Very good. It also allows us to store data and have a backup not only locally on a local server, but also on different parts of the world. It's flexible. Yes, definitely. Very good. Ayan, thank you. So the last trend is cloud security. So in cloud computing, last year, 93 of technology leaders are identified as being mostly cloud. So what that means is organizations still continue to have some challenges in securing their cloud environment. So definitely, we need more experts when it comes to cloud security. We do call them CSPs or cloud service providers. So definitely, at this day and age, cloud computing is popular, but there's still a need for people to be an expert or specialization when it comes to cloud computing because security is also important. You guys said databases, storage, a grateful resource to process data and store them. So the first threat that we have is IAM, or what we call identity and access management. So we need to also consider multi-factor authentication. It's common for us right now to have two-factor authentication on our mobile phones, especially when we connect our accounts through our email addresses. It requires us to have two-factor authentication when logging in on our social media account. That's an example. And role-based access control, or what we call RBAC, and regular review and revocation of access privileges. So the goal of IAM is to ensure that only authorized individuals are able to access and manage these cloud resources. A second threat is data loss prevention, or what we call DLP. So the goal or the need for these security professionals of the cloud by implementing DLP is to prevent unauthorized disclosure of sensitive information. So because sometimes really access control is important because people who are not supposed to be authorized in being able to view or access or control the data can have like malicious intentions when it comes to the data that they're going to see. So definitely important to have content scanning and policy enforcement to identify and prevent data leakage from cloud environments. So if you implement DLP, this helps protect against accidental or intentional data exposure. Say for example, you're going to work for a company, the company that you're currently working for has a bad environment and you accidentally had access to this, pwede nyo silang i-blackmail, but that's really not a good action. If you're working for a company or organization that's not really healthy for your day, the values contradict with what you have, definitely you can leave that company. You don't need to sabotage them. Is definitely their actions have consequences in the future. And lastly, on the cloud security trend, the last threat that we have is incident response and forensics. So these develop and test an incident response plan for specific to cloud environments. So when you're going to implement security in the cloud or in your cloud infrastructure, it's always important to establish incident response procedures. What if, say, for example, the server is down? And you need to identify yung mitigated backup. You need to have um, backup plan on how to be proactive in these types of scenarios. You should also include forensic investigation capabilities, identify the root cause, contain the incident, and prevent future occurrences. And we're almost at the end, guys. Don't worry. So when it comes to this trend, it's important for these organizations that have cloud technology embedded in them is to have good security, strong security postures, and protect cloud environment. It's also important to note that cloud security is an ongoing effort and organizations should continuously adapt to their security practices and address evolving threats and changing cloud environment. As you can see throughout my presentation, you are seeing this animal. What do you think this animal is? What type of animal is this? Any guess? I think you might get confused. But what kind of animal is this? What do we call this animal? Lion. Any other answers? The Jamaica says lion. Is this a lion? Lion? How about the others? Big cat. Sabi ni Alisa, yeah, possible. Anybody else? King of 100 beasts. Yes, definitely. Do you think a lion beast could be? Depends on how you look at it or how you interpret it. So definitely, throughout my presentation, the design is a lion. Why did I choose a lion? Because we, as a user of the internet, whether or not you're a cybersecurity professional or you're aspiring to be a cybersecurity professional, if you're interested to become a web developer, a cloud professional, an AI ML, any type of role. I'm working as a technical support specialist. It's not related to cybersecurity, but we also consider security measures because we always process employee data to working in a restaurant technology company. We manage employee and customer data. And it's important for us to think like a lion because putting ourselves in the perspective of a lion, it goes both ways. A lion can be the cybersecurity professional or the lion can be the attacker. It can go both ways. But why think like a lion? As someone who is an active user of the internet, we must always be vigilant. We must always have our eyes and ears to avoid being attacked by the threats. Second, like these, we need to comply. We need to take action and protect our personal data and information even though we are aware, it's still It will show the result of being aware and being protected if we comply and take action. Next is being adaptive. Like a lion, they're adapted to any type of situation. They use their feet to navigate through the jungle or wherever they're at, and it gives us an opportunity to change to suit um, changing conditions in cybersecurity. And last, so a lion is like a big cat. And when you look at cats, if you have pet cats, you can see how they also react and respond through their tails. I have two cats, and when I call them, I have her name is Adelina and Avatar. Adelina I named by the first programmer named Ada Lovelace. That's why I called her Adelina. Whenever I call her name Adelina, her tail wiggles. So she's also vigilant and she's proactive. She knows that I'm calling her. So by being proactive, you need to act in anticipation for future problems, needs, or changes in cybersecurity. And before I end my presentation today, who here have tried the AI yearbook trend? Any raise of hands or comments if you've tried the AI yearbook trend? If you're thinking like a lion right now, let's see if you have tried the AI yearbook trend. Have you tried this? Yes or no? Let me know if you have not tried it so I would know. No. Anybody who has tried this one? No, 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 no. Big no from Chris. No, no. Would someone say yes? I don't want my data being used by companies. Very good, Pio. No. Okay. So really, that's really good to hear that you did not participate in the AI yearbook trend. Why? First and foremost, as you can see here in step 3, the creator of the Epic AI photo editor app is collecting data from you. And you need to upload 8 to 12 selfies. The reason why they're doing that is because it's going to be challenging for them to get 8 to 12 photos of you that is scattered on the internet. That's why they created the Epic AI photo editor app to easily get and compile the data directly from you. And it's ridiculous to see that you have to pay a specific amount, which is $6 to $10. I don't know how much that is in Philippine pesos, but that looks expensive to be able to for their AI or their learning model to be able to generate a yearbook photo of you. So definitely it's skeptical to see the intention of the photo editor application. Even though their intention is good, if they created this app because they want to easily provide yearbook photos because it's reasonable for people who did not have graduation photos to recreate what they would look like. But it looks skeptical. So it's very good to see as technology professionals in the future that you did not participate in this one. So why do lions attack humans? Like bad actors who are attacking users on the internet because they lack awareness. Lions, on the other hand, it depends. Because lions, when they're hungry, they can attack you, they can eat you, or they can. Because sometimes lion, they think that it says here, without horns or fangs, humans also look like easier targets to older or sick lions. So if you do not want to get attacked, you definitely need to be aware. And definitely always think like a lion. And cybersecurity is the future, especially if you take action and be responsible in using security, even as professionals of other fields. All right, and that ends my presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today, this Friday. Let me know what else you want to learn. It can either be web development, information security, web design. I talk about fundamentals of information technology. Let me know how I did today or what you want to learn next on this feedback link you'll hear in the chat. You can also scan the QR code here. Thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot. And then, upcoming events this November, if I'm seeing familiar names in the chat outside of this university. I've been seeing them always interested to learn more, so that's really good. I have here my upcoming events this November. practice. Also in the afternoon, I'll be doing a programming workshop about the introduction to PHP at the Pamantasan ng Luzon ng Maynila, organized by the third year computer science students. So I'm not sure if it's open to all, but I'll definitely ask if it can be recorded. I'll upload it on my YouTube channel. And on November 19, I'll be doing a leadership talk about adapting leadership in the age of AI and automation at the Junior Philippine Computer Science National General Assembly. On November 23, I'll be talking about related to graphic design. We're going to talk about Figma Basics. It's a prototyping tool if you're interested to become a UI UX designer, graphic designer, front-end developer, also organized by the PLM students. And to end November, I'll be talking about natural language processing with Python. So it's also like a workshop or hands-on event organized by the Eastern Visayas State University Carigara campus. So stay tuned for that one. And to learn more or be updated with the upcoming events, you can find me on my LinkedIn, Athena Atcha Abe. I'm also on Facebook. I have a Facebook page and YouTube channel, Atcha Abe. I'm also on Instagram and X. Aside from creating technical content, I also do blogging, entertainment. So if you're interested with that, you can definitely subscribe and check them out. I'm going to link them here as well. All right. And I also have an upcoming content to be posted on November 25, why I chose a career in tech and getting my first job without applying. So if you're a student, it's possible to get a job without applying, and I shared with you how on my video coming soon. So I'll be in the Philippines soon. Um, Interesting because let's see here. I forgot his name. Wait. So, Dean Beth mentioned something that hopefully I'll be in the Philippines doing in-person event and see you guys. So I'll be in the Philippines this coming December until March 2024. So definitely you can invite me. I'll go there in Visayas. I'm based in Luzon. I'm in Manila, but I'll definitely go there. Just let me know. So I've had over 75 speaking engagements. If you want to learn more outside of cybersecurity, let me know. I'll be there and I hope to see you guys real soon. So that ends my presentation. Thank you so much for your time and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that an incredibly insightful discussion? After listening to Miss Abby's words, there is one thing that really resonates within me, and that is think like a lion when it comes to cybersecurity, because it involves being vigilant, compliant, adaptive, and proactive. Similarly to a lion defending its territory, we should stay alert, complying with industry guidelines and best practices, adjusting to adapting to risk, and proactively identifying weaknesses prior to their exploitation. In the ever changing field of cybersecurity, this strategy guarantees strong defense and protects digital assets. And with that, let's give a big round of applause to our speaker for sharing her knowledge and expertise with us.
Thank you for your extremely informative talk, Miss Abbott. And to proceed, the floor is now open if you have questions. Kindly raise your virtual hands to be recognized, or you can ask directly in the chat box.
Okay,
Let's see.
let's see if who are the people who will state their question here.
Again, kindly raise your hand if you have any question to Miss Abe. While we wait for others to ask their question, we would also like to once again acknowledge our esteemed guest from different universities and organizations all over the country. Um, Starting with National Teachers College, Signeries Advertising Incorporation, PUP Santa Mesa, PUP Manila, ISATU, non-government organizations, University of Antique, STI, De La Salle, Mindoro State University, IRIS, FEU, PhilSCA, University of St. Louis Tugigaraw, Rizal Technological University, Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, University of Cordilleras, Batangas State University, JG Tech Internet and Cable Installation Services, EBSU, and Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University.
Thank you so much for our esteemed guests that joined us here today on our webinar. Okay, so guys, please don't hesitate to ask a question to Ma'am Abe so we can cater your question and she can answer what are okay. We are waiting for your questions to be prompt here on the chat box. Okay, I see some questions here. First question is from Jamaica Diaz. Our nation states the biggest cybersecurity threat in 2023, Ma'am Abe?
Nation state's biggest cybersecurity threat? That could be a big question. Are you pertaining to our country, the Philippines? Definitely, um, we're very vulnerable right now, um, considering what happened with PhilHealth. And even though our community in the Philippines, when it comes to tech, we're very active, we have a lot of cybersecurity professionals. There's still a concern on how these experts are using the knowledge that they have in being able to combat these threats. So I would say it's a big the country that we're in right now, it's the Philippines. It's definitely we're vulnerable, so we're more perceptive, or it's easier for threats to come in our country. So I would say yes.
Okay, another question from Diane Ritz Lapasaran. Hello, ma'am. What sparked your interest in cybersecurity and how did you enter the field?
So the content that I showed that's going to be premiered on November 25, I did talk about it, but definitely since we're here right now, I'll definitely give you my answer. So what sparked my interest in cybersecurity? I had a class that I forgot the title, but it was about information security. And we had an activity. I vividly remember this. Kasi medyo nagdrama pa ako pagkatapos ng school, naglalakad ako para ako nasa MMK. Because we had an activity wherein paunahan to decrypt a code. We had a cryptography class. So I was sad because I thought I failed because I did not make it to one of those people who were able to complete it. I was not able to do the activity. And it gave me motivation to learn more about that course. So as technology students, we have introduction to computing, web development, web design. That's interesting, but I had more interest in the information security course. And what I did was I studied, I did a lot of research, and I thought I was gonna fail because the professors seemed scary, a little bit intimidating, and I felt like it's going to be hard to pass his class. So I really studied. I did a lot of diligent work in learning about it. And for me, the reason why I got interested is I like the complexity. Because when you study something complex and something challenging, it gives you a more opportunity to learn that specific type of skill. And after that class, I got a grade of 99 out of 100. I don't know kung paano yung grading system niyo dyan. Pero wala nakaka-99. Pero ayun, I got a 99 grade. So that really um made me interested out of all of the field cybersecurity because as you can see, there is still a need talaga for experts in that field. So I hope I answered your question then.
Okay, thank you for that, Mom. And there is another question from Melvin Sarasin. What strategies do you recommend for protecting sensitive data from unauthorized access and breaches?
So the strategies that I recommend, whether or someone is not um a professional when it comes to tech, of course, when we apply the cybersecurity awareness practices that we need to implement. When it comes to offensive security, for example, we need to be aware of the information that we're seeing and that we're trying to protect the data that we are uploading online that can be accessed by anyone. So always think um, of the links that you're going to click. Uh, right now, a lot of people are vulnerable when it comes to phishing and social engineering, wherein we see a lot of links. Say, for example, click this link if you want to get a discount of something. So before you click it, there's also a way for you to hover to it first to see the address or the URL of that if it is something that is secured. Because on your web browser, if you look a specific link, you will see a lock icon to see if that type of website is secured or not. So those are some tips that you can do to see if you will avoid any type of threat or attack when it comes to protecting, especially your data and information, and to avoid access or breaches. And if you want to really be careful, I highly suggest that do not upload any or post any sensitive information that will backfire you in the future. So definitely we already had the lesson when it comes to that AI yearbook thing. Even though it's something that is popular or viral, always fact check everything first and see if it that is something that will affect your data privacy in the future.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Another question is from Ace Dapat na po. Which skills are important for cybersecurity professionals?
And thank you for your question, Ace. Oh, you're welcome, Melvin. So, the skills that are important for cybersecurity professionals. That's a good question. It is vague because if you want to become a cybersecurity professional, of course, you need background in computing and programming, networking, database systems. So those are the three main things, the skills that you need to become a cybersecurity professional. I do have videos on my YouTube channel for that. Having strong foundational skills can help you get a career in cybersecurity. And there are a lot of opportunities and different specializations in cybersecurity. There's that you can explore too. And those types of skills, say for example, ethical hacker, cybersecurity analyst, um, threat specialist, something like that. They also have some key skills that you need depending on the specific role of a cybersecurity professional. But the main skills are definitely that one, programming, it's definitely information security, networks and communication, and database systems. Of course, data structures and algorithm, yung mga tinuturo sa atin sa curriculum natin definitely will be helpful to start your career as a cybersecurity professional.
Okay, thank you again, ma'am. Um, Last call. Do we have any other questions? Please don't hesitate if you do.
Okay, so I guess there is no more question. Thank you, everyone, and we hope that your questions have been answered and clarified. May you instill in your mind all the knowledge you have learned here and apply it later on your future endeavors.
Again, thank you to our resource speaker for gracing our invitation for today. And with that, we would like to give the Certificate of Recognition. The site reads West Visayas State University, College of Information and Communication Technology, Certificate of Recognition. The certificate is awarded to Athena Abe in grateful recognition for sharing her expertise and invaluable service rendered as resource speaker during the webinar series on cybersecurity with the theme DEFCON Cybersecurity Trends and Threats in 2023 and beyond, given this 10th day of November 2023 at West Visayas State University College of Information and Communication Technology, La Paz, Iloilo City, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Maria Beth S. Concepcion, Dean, College of ICT.
Again, we would like to extend our gratitude to our resource speaker, and we are looking forward for more partnerships with you, ma'am. Thank you so much.